Hello students, I am Vishwajit Nath. Welcome to my YouTube channel Best Physics Guide by Vishwajit Nath. Today I am going to discuss about projectile motion. At first, the equation of motion of a free-falling body. You know that the acceleration due to gravity small g acts vertically downward. That's why when a body falling freely, then its velocity increases with time. Therefore, the velocity for a free falling body, the initial velocity of the body is 0, and the velocity of the body after time t is v is equal to g into t, where small g is the acceleration due to gravity. H is equal to half gt square, where h is the distance covered by the particle or body after time t. H is equal to half gt square, and v square is equal to 2gh. And when a particle is thrown vertically upward, then the initial velocity of the particle acts vertically upward, but acceleration due to gravity acts vertically downward. That's why the equation of motion of the particle is v is equal to u minus gt, h is equal to ut minus half gt square, h is equal to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. Okay, where v is the velocity of the particle after time t, h is the displacement of the particle from the initial position of the particle. Let capital H be the height attained by the particle. Okay, that is OA is equal to H. A is the maximum or highest position of the particle. Therefore, at the point A, that is at the highest position, the vertical component of the velocity, that is v is equal to 0. Therefore, from equation 6 we can write that 0 is equal to u square minus 2g capital H. Here small h is equal to capital H, the maximum height attained by the particle. Therefore, h is equal to u square by 2g. This is the formula of the maximum height attained by the particle. And let t1 be the time of ascending. Then from equation 4 we can write 0 is equal to u minus g into t1. This gives t1 is equal to u by g. This is the time of ascending of the particle to the maximum height. Now let capital T be the total time of flight. Now from equation 5 we have 0 is equal to u capital T minus half g capital T square. Since after total time of flight, the displacement of the particle with respect to the ground or initial position is 0. That's why the total time of flight t is equal to 2u by g. Now the time of descending, capital T2 is equal to total time of flight minus time of ascending, that is t minus t1. This gives t2 is equal to 2u by g minus u by g is equal to u by g. This gives time of ascending is equal to time of descending is equal to u by g. In this case, or in the whole chapter, we neglect the air resistance. Next, projectile motion. Let a particle is thrown at initial velocity u making an angle theta. That is, a particle is projected with an initial velocity u at an angle theta with the horizontal axis ox, and oy is the vertical axis. G acts vertically downward direction. Therefore, the component of u along horizontal direction is u cos theta, and along vertical direction is u sin theta. That is, u cos theta is the initial velocity of the particle along x-axis, and u sin theta is the initial velocity of the particle along y-axis. We can write ux is equal to u cos theta and uy is equal to u sin theta. Let Vy is the velocity of the particle at any time after time t, after projection along OY axis. Therefore, Vy is equal to Ui minus Gt. This is equal to Vy is equal to u sin theta minus Gt, since Uy is equal to u sin theta. And y is the displacement of the particle after time t along OY axis. Therefore, y is equal to uy into t minus half g t square. This is equal to ut sin theta minus half g t square. And vy square is equal to uy square minus g into 2 into g into y. Okay. This gives vy square is equal to u square sin square theta minus 2g y. Now, the maximum height attained by the particle is capital H is equal to uy square by 2g. That is, from equation number 9 we can write that capital H is equal to uy square by 2g. Since at the maximum height the vertical component of the velocity becomes 0. That is, Vy becomes 0. This gives maximum height is equal to H is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. And the total time of flight capital T is equal to 2uy by g. Therefore, from equation number 8 we can write capital T is equal to 2u sin theta by g. That is, after total time of flight the displacement of the particle, that is value of y, becomes 0. This gives capital T is equal to 2u sin theta by g. This is the total expression, total time of flight of the particle. Now, the horizontal distance covered by the particle after time small t is x is equal to u cos theta into t. Since along x-axis the velocity of the particle remains constant, therefore x is equal to u cos theta into t, or t is equal to x by u cos theta. Now, substituting the value of t in equation y is equal to u sin theta t minus half g t square, we have y is equal to x tan theta minus g sec square theta by 2 u square x square. This is the equation of the path of the particle. This is an equation of parabola. That's why the path of the particle becomes a parabola. And here AB is the maximum height attained by the particle, and OC is the range of the particle. That is, OC is equal to capital R, the maximum horizontal distance covered by the particle. This is known as range. That is, OC is equal to range. And at the point A, the vertical component of the velocity becomes 0, and only the component of the velocity remains ux is equal to u cos theta. Now the range of the particle r is equal capital R is equal to u cos theta into capital T. Here T is the total time of flight and u cos theta is the horizontal component of the velocity. This gives capital R is equal to u cos theta into 2u sin theta whole divided by g. This is equal to capital R is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. Since 2 sin theta into cos theta is equal to sin 2 theta. This is the expression of range of the particle. Now for the maximum value of capital R, we have sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Since the maximum value of sin 2 theta is 1, therefore theta is equal to pi by 4 radian. That's why when we projected a particle at an angle 45 degree with respect to the horizontal line, then we get the maximum range. Here we neglect the air resistance. Therefore R maximum is equal to, or range maximum range is equal to, R max is equal to u square by g. Another form of the equation of the path of the particle is y is equal to x tan theta whole into 1 minus x by r. Now a particle is projected with the initial velocity u at an angle beta with the ox axis, and OI is the normal to ox axis. Here ox axis is an inclined plane. Ox axis is an inclined plane at an angle alpha with the horizontal line. This is the horizontal line, and here OX is the inclined plane. The particle is projected with an initial velocity u at an angle beta with the OX axis, and alpha is the angle between the inclined plane and the horizontal line. Alpha is the angle between the inclined plane and the horizontal line. Now we can divide u into two mutually perpendicular components. Along OX axis, this is u cos beta, this is u cos beta, and along OY axis, this is u sin beta. Along OX axis, this is u cos beta, and along OY axis, this is u sin beta. Okay. Now we can divide the acceleration due to gravity, that is small g, into two mutually perpendicular components. Along negative OX axis, the component of small g is g sin theta, and along negative OY axis, the component of small g is g cos theta. Here g acts along the vertical line. Therefore, the velocity of the particle along y-axis, OY-axis, after time t, that is Vy is equal to Uy minus Gy into t. This gives Vy is equal to u sin beta minus g into cos alpha into t. Here g cos alpha, the component of the acceleration due to gravity, acts against the u sin beta, that is direction of g cos alpha along the negative OY axis, and the displacement of the particle along OY axis after time t is y is equal to ut minus half gy into t square. This gives y is equal to u sin beta into t minus half g cos alpha into t square, and v square y is equal to u square y minus g y into y. This gives Vy square is equal to u square sin square beta minus 2g cos alpha into y. Here the component of acceleration due to gravity along negative OY axis is g sin alpha, and component of small g along the negative OY axis is g cos alpha. Here alpha is the angle between inclined plane and the horizontal line. Now the maximum height attained by the particle along OY axis is capital H is equal to uy square minus 2gy. This gives capital H is equal to u square sin square beta by 2g cos alpha. And total time of flight capital T is equal to TUY by GY. This is equal to 2u sin beta by g cos alpha. That is, here this is the path of the particle, and here the maximum height attained by the particle is AB, and OC is the range of the particle. That is capital H is equal to AB. Maximum height attained by the particle. Okay. And total time of flight capital T is equal to 2u sin beta by g cos alpha. Now the displacement of the particle along OX axis after time small t is x is equal to uxt minus half gx into t square. This gives x is equal to u cos beta into t minus half g sin alpha into t square. Here ux is equal to u cos beta and gx is g sin alpha. That is x is equal to u cos beta into t minus half g into sin alpha into t square. Now range of the particle capital R is equal to OC is equal to u cos beta into capital T minus half g sin alpha into capital T square. Here we put that capital T in the place of small t. That's why we can get the maximum displacement of the particle along OX axis, that is range of the particle. This gives u cos beta into 2u sin beta by g cos alpha minus half g sin alpha into 2u sin beta by g cos alpha. Here the value of capital T is 2u sin beta by g cos alpha. This gives, now we can write that R is equal to 2u square sin beta by g cos square alpha. This gives cos beta cos alpha minus sin beta sin alpha. Therefore range R is equal to 2u square sin beta cos alpha plus beta whole divided by g cos square alpha. This is the range of the particle along the inclined plane. Or capital R is equal to u square by g cos square alpha whole into sin alpha plus 2 beta minus sin alpha. Now for the maximum value of capital R, we have sin alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 1, since sin alpha is equal to constant. Therefore alpha plus 2 beta is equal to pi by 2. This gives beta is equal to pi by 4 minus alpha by 2. This is the condition for maximum value of range. Therefore, R max is equal to u square 1 minus sin alpha whole divided by g cos square alpha. This is equal to u square by g 1 plus sin alpha. This is the value of maximum range. Now, when we projected a particle at an angle beta with the horizontal plane, then the maximum range of the particle will be u square by g into 1 minus sin alpha. U square by g into 1 minus sin alpha. Here we put minus alpha in place of plus alpha above the previous equations, on the previous equations. Then we can similarly get the maximum range, that is the range of the particle. Here alpha is the angle of inclination of the plane with the horizontal line. Similarly, the maximum height attained by the particle with respect to the horizontal plane is h is equal to u square sin square beta divided by 2g cos alpha, and total time of flight capital T is equal to 2u sin beta whole divided by g cos alpha. For today, I am going to close my discussion, and please subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.